I'm Sheila Brummer with Siouxland Public Media News. Prosecutors in northeastern Nebraska are seeking the death penalty for a man charged in the killings of 4 people last summer in the small town of Laurel. This week, Assistant Nebraska Attorney General Corey O'Brien filed notice of aggravating circumstances that would justify a death sentence for 42-year-old Jason Jones if convicted. Jones is charged with arson, weapons counts, and 4 counts of first-degree murder for the August killings of 53-year-old Michelle Ebling, 86-year-old Jean Twyford, and his 85-year-old wife Janet, and their 55-year-old daughter Dana. Jones filed notice that he will not enter a plea at his arraignment set for Monday, while his attorneys challenge the state's death penalty. The Sioux City Community School District announced the 2 finalists for superintendent. Interim Superintendent Dr. Rod Earlywine, who previously served as a longtime administrator for Sergeant Bluff Luton Community Schools, and Dr. Giovanni Ponce, the Assistant Superintendent of High Schools for the Houston Independent School District in Texas. The public is invited to hear from the candidates during 2 community forums taking place on Wednesday, January 25th at North High School. The controversial plan to use taxpayer money for private schools is now headed to the House floor for the first time. KCCI Television in Des Moines reports the House is expected to vote on the plan next week. Any family with a K-12 student who wants to switch from public to private schools during the next school year would receive roughly $7,600 from the state. That's the full amount of taxpayer money the state invests in every student. Nebraska Governor Jim Pillen unveiled a package of proposed cuts that he labeled as historic and make Nebraska more competitive with other states. The package includes a gradual reduction in state personal and corporate income tax rates to a flat 3.99% and a shift of funding of community colleges off of property taxes. One of the final bills introduced in the Nebraska legislature would allow doctors and other medical providers to deny non-emergency health care to patients if they morally disagreed with it. That brought the total of bills this session to 812, plus 20 constitutional amendments, the most introduced since 2001. South Dakota lawmakers are considering a number of tax cuts this year. Governor Kristi Noem has promised to repeal the grocery tax as part of her re-election campaign, but many of the governor's fellow Republicans have been resistant to the plan. GOP lawmakers are proposing alternative tax cuts, such as scaling back sales and property taxes. Other lawmakers also say the state has a long list of programs to fund this year, leaving little room in the surplus for tax cuts. And the emerald ash borer has now been discovered in 3 more Siouxland counties, Woodbury, Monona, and Osceola. The insect from Asia that kills ash trees has now been confirmed in all but 3 of Iowa's 99 counties. The bug can kill an ash tree within 2 to 4 years after becoming infested due to the larvae feeding on the inner bark of the tree. There is a public meeting for homeowners and other concerned citizens coming up on February 2nd with Woodbury County Extension. For Siouxland Public Media News, I'm Sheila Brummer. Have a good afternoon and thanks for listening. Don't forget, you can always tell your smart speaker to play KWIT.